Today's gonna be a scary one because I will be eating at the most dangerous restaurants in America, ranging from a Waffle House after dark all the way to a restaurant where they literally spank you if you don't finish your food. I know it sounds crazy, and that's because it is, because all the restaurants you're seeing in this have some sort of danger level to them. So with that being said, we obviously have a lot to get to. Hopefully we're safe while doing it, so grab your popcorn and let's do this. We'll be starting off with Waffle House, which was voted the most dangerous chain restaurant in America. There's over 2,000 locations, and I kid you not, over these 2,000 locations, there have been 100,000 911 calls over the past 5 years. That's because Waffle Houses, usually there's a lot of activity late at night because they're open 24/7, serving things like waffles and I think pancakes as well. I'm not sure, I've never been inside one. There's been a lot of history of violence also at Waffle Houses. There have been a lot of mass shootings. There have been employees who have gotten killed by customers. And then of course, some celebrities and widely known figures that have unfortunately died at Waffle Houses. Like I said, this is my first time here. I have high hopes. This one doesn't seem too dangerous. We're in Newark, Delaware right now. This one seems pretty decent. The only thing that's missing is the actual sign, the iconic Waffle House sign, so we'll just like CGI it right there. Let's go inside, let's eat some waffles, and hopefully let's not get into a fight. Okay, let's take it inside. It's kind of like a diner. I like how it's all see-through, like you can see everything. Let's go ahead and sit at a booth, hopefully. There we go.
To go only right now.
Oh, to go only? Okay. Here's the menu. We have lunch and dinner favorites, so it's not just waffles, which is a surprise to me. All right, so I think I'm gonna get the double waffle. The big thing about this place is like you could see inside quite easily. It's like an entire like glass house. You feel very exposed. That might be a safety thing, so everyone can always see what's happening at all times. Can I just get a double waffle, please? Yeah, just the double waffle. So just place the order. It'll be ready in 4 minutes, which is very quick. Then we'll have the waffles, take them to go, eat them up, and then review them. Something that I've never actually seen before at a restaurant is house rules. So it says, please seat yourself unless a host or hostess is on duty, which we did. We do not allow threatening, obscene, unsafe, or offensive behaviors, comments, jokes, or clothing. If safety is ever in jeopardy, police will be called. Some examples are threat of violence, any aggressive or threatening behavior, intentional destruction of property, fights or physical altercations, refusal to calm down. It must mean there's some like history in order to warrant saying that. I mean, obviously there is, we know that statistically. And then even here it says video and audio recording system in use for management training and investigative purposes. So in case you have to comply with like local law enforcement. You got a jukebox here as well. What are the waffle records? There are raisins in my toast. Wait, are these just like produced by Waffle House and they're just songs that are relating to things? Some of the best hits from Waffle House on the jukebox. You have Grill Operator, Night Shift, Special Lady at the Waffle House, and then my personal favorite, It's a Waffle Great Day. All right, so we just left the Waffle House. I got myself 2 double waffles. It was like $7.50, which feels a little bit high for waffles, but then again, I mean, we did go to a restaurant, so you are gonna pay a little bit of an upcharge. Inside of there, it was a little bit awkward because it was to go only, so I think they just turned off the switch that allowed you to eat inside, so there were just a couple of stragglers that were just eating at the booths. A little disappointing. I wanted to kind of eat in there, but nobody was really in there. There was 2 workers. One guy was kind of working the grill and he had like buckets and stuff, and he was, I guess, cleaning the stations. Some interesting things to note is that inside of there's an entire CCTV set where you can like see yourself as you're eating. I guess so they always have eyes on kind of the entire place. And then those rules were pretty crazy. How it mentions a lot of different things like don't get into physical fights or altercations, a warning that I didn't think a restaurant would have to put down. Usually when you go into public, you would think like, oh, I should be in my best behavior, but apparently not at Waffle House. But with all that being said, I didn't feel any particular type of danger in there, although the stats do back it up. And I do have my waffle, and I'm excited to try this. Whoa, it is like a mega waffle, an actual full-on waffle. I guess the reason they could be to go only right now is to reduce loitering. So if you have just people sitting down and coming in, I think at this time of the night, they just don't want too many people hanging around, so they just switch it at some point to go only. If you guys go to Waffle House frequently, let me know if that's a thing. I've never seen that at a restaurant before. All right, with that said, I got the waffle right here. Not gonna use any syrup or anything. I want it raw, direct to the mouth. It's also probably dangerous because it's really hot. It's more like a pancake. It's actually 100% a pancake. There's no crunch. It doesn't have like that waffle crisp. Literally no crisp or anything. I was expecting a waffle. I thought it was gonna be like a harder type of item, but instead I have a pancake with some like griddle marks on it. I guess I'll take another one. Maybe there's like a better bite on this. This is terrible. I mean, it's like a decent pancake. It's not a waffle. I feel gypped. Waffle House does not serve waffles, I guess, at least the one in Newark, Delaware. So Waffle House, would I come back here? Not a shot. The food's not good enough. The fact that it can be to go at any given point, and the fact that you kind of have to like watch your back when you're in there, and they acknowledge it too in their rules and stuff. It's an interesting spot. If you've never been though before, I highly suggest going. Obviously, you're gonna be playing with fire a little bit with the danger, but overall, I mean, it is what it is. It's Waffle House. I see why it's dangerous, basically. Let's move on to the next dangerous place, and it's not gonna be Waffle House. The next dangerous restaurant we're at might actually be be the most dangerous one of them all because you actually get physically spanked if you don't finish your food because we are at the Heart Attack Grill in Las Vegas. So what happens here is basically you go on a scale over there, weigh yourself. If you're over 350 pounds, you eat free. If you're under 350 pounds, you go in there and you order some crazy burgers. I think they have some burgers that have like 10 patties on them. And then you basically try to eat it. And if you can't finish it, like I said, you go in there and they'll just spank you until you have like a red butt or something. So this is dangerous because there's actual like a physicality to it. You are gonna get spanked. Hopefully I finished my food because I'm not looking to have a red bottom after this, but let's go ahead and go to the scale just in case I weigh 300 pounds. I think I'll be about 180 pounds, give or take. All right, I do have a backpack on, but let's see. Wow, 183. I do have the backpack. Wait, let me see the official. What is it, 180? On the dot. I know my body. Now, the reason why this place is dangerous because it says, caution, this establishment is bad for your health. And the reason being is because this is what they serve here. They have single and double bypass burgers, but if you go all the way to the end, they actually serve an octuple bypass burger, which is 8 patties atop one another. That's probably something like 5,000 calories. So you're probably gonna get a heart attack from eating here. So on the door here, it says cash only because you might die before the check clears. And then here it says, caution, this establishment is bad for your health. All right, let's see what happens. Hi, how are you? 2 people? All right, so she just explained the rules to me. I have to put on one of these hospital gowns and you have to wear it the entire time. So I think it's like emulating you being a patient. So I'm gonna have to throw this on and then eat a quadruple bypass burger. This is literally a fast track to a heart attack. Hi, how are you? All right, here we go.
What are you guys in Vegas for?
We're just here with friends for a couple of days. Then also filming some stuff while we're here.
Wait,
What do you want to do? You want to do it? All right, let's go.
Okay, guys, follow me.
All the patients in here, thank you. So we just sat down at Heart Attack Grill, the most dangerous restaurant in America. It has a lot of Guinness World Records for the largest burger. The quadruple bypass burger has 10,000 calories I'm seeing right here. That's like 5 days of eating for a standard male. Really interesting vibe in here. It's funny how everyone is in the hospital gowns. Hello.
How you doing, guys?
Great, how are you? Yep.
All right, so you know the burgers go from 1 patty to 8. So all high graveyard. If you don't finish, you get spanked.
You get spanked if you don't finish your food.
Drinks, I got wines come in IVs. Jello shots come in syringes.
We'll do that, the syringe. Yeah, I think we'll just do a single. All right, thank you. Just place the order. She said that you get spanked if you don't finish your food. I got a single burger, but I am not that hungry, guys, so I have a feeling that I'm gonna get spanked at the end of this, which would honestly be insane. I haven't been spanked since I was like 3 years old, and now I'm like 26 years older than that. So this should be an interesting time. I'll do just a little bit, yeah, and then I'll do the rest.
Perfect. Good.
All right, syringe of Jello down. Thank you. So we chose to get these Jello shots out of this syringe, but they also serve you red wine out of IV drips. So there's a table over there that has that. So again, a lot of interesting ways that they serve these things. And I like all the decor and everything around it. Everyone's dressed like a nurse as well, I'm just realizing. And I guess I'm the patient. So it was his birthday and he just got spanked 9 times by every nurse, 10 times. Part of me's thinking I have to finish this burger now. So usually at a restaurant when it's your birthday, you have like the candles brought out for you, they sing you a nice song, they clap, and they give you a free dessert. Here, they spank you 10 times. That is definitely gonna leave a bruise on that guy. So the food just got here, so we have our burger right here. Comes on like a ciabatta bun, and then it's got chili on it as well, tomato, onion, then we got some standard fries here as well. Let's see if the food's any good though, because obviously this place is kind of known for the gimmick of being like a dangerous restaurant, but maybe the food is good. To be honest with you, not the best burger I've had, so I don't think I am gonna finish this. So it's not so much about the food, it's about what happens afterwards. And then their fries, also not my favorite. So food pretty average overall at this restaurant, but the danger levels do feel quite high. All right guys, we're all finished. Well, we didn't actually technically finish it, so I'm gonna tell the waitress that we're finished, and then we're gonna go ahead and get spanked, and we're really gonna see the full danger to this restaurant. I'm gonna see if I bruise up or something, because these spanks look really hard. About 4 other people got spanked while we're sitting here, and it feels like it gets harder and harder each time. And notably, our waitress, I think, spanks the hardest. All right, let's do this.
You didn't finish your food.
No, definitely not. We're here for the experience, so we're, I guess so, yeah.
I'll put the hospital bill here. We do not take insurance, so you know.
Okay, pray for me. They also call the receipt the hospital bill, so the damage for everything was about $40.
All right, ready?
I think so.
He did not finish his food, so it's time to get spanked.
I guess so. How many is it?
3.
3 spanks?
Yep.
It's been a long time.
And it arch your butt out.
Okay. Oh, that actually hurts.
Good job.
spank. That's actually a tough spank. Woo, forgot what it's like to get spanked. All right, so they definitely hit you. Like, you will feel that, but I gotta pay for it. I didn't finish my food. All right, guys, while I recover, I'm gonna pay and get out of here because we still have some more dangerous restaurants to go, even more dangerous than this. So let's keep going. All right, so while I was in Vegas, I decided to get another dangerous restaurant in, but I didn't know how to properly find one, so I'm on Google Maps right now, and I'm going to search up something that's near Heart Attack Grill. Maybe there's another crazy dangerous restaurant that we could find. So I'm gonna go ahead and prompt the built-in personal assistant on Comet, which is Perplexity's new AI web browser. All right, so it looks like I've heard of Dick's Last Resort. That's like where they're really rude to you and stuff. Let me see if there's anything like that. Okay, Hammered Harry's, I've heard of this. Let me show you the coolest part though. So we're in Google Maps right here, and it has agentic browsing, which means the AI agents can take the action online, not just provide answers. So for instance, if I wanted to map out the route from Aria, which is the hotel I'm staying at, to the Heart Attack Grill, to Hammered Harry's, look what it can do. So you'll see as I'm speaking to you, Comet's personal assistant is literally doing the work for me in the background. My hands are free, look, no magic here. And with Comet, it's an all-in-one experience, so there's no need to bounce between different tabs. It's also really student-friendly, and there's a lot of different use cases for studying, scheduling, note-taking, applications, research, whatever it may be. It's also ad-free, so it's a distraction-free experience for productivity. I personally love using it for time saving and to just outsource different agent-based tasks to it. So for instance, something like this, which it's basically done doing now, I didn't have to do anything for it. I just told them what I wanted and it spits it out perfectly. So it's not just another search tool web browser, it actually has AI-powered agents that can take action on your behalf. With Comet, you can also do things like organize emails, get no annoying ads on YouTube, and it has an always-on personal assistant. And the craziest thing is that Comet is a $2,000 web browser that you can get completely for free using the link below or the QR code right here. And to sweeten it even more, my subscribers get 30 days of Perplexity Pro for completely free by, again, using the link below or scanning the QR code right here. One of the best deals you're gonna find. All right, so here's our route. So it is a pretty quick sub 15-minute car ride to get there and then a short walk over. Thank you to Perplexity for sponsoring this video. Now let's go to Hammered Harry's. This next dangerous restaurant is dangerous for a different reason. It's not because you're in physical danger, but rather mental, because this place behind me called Hammered Harry's insults you when you get to the table. So basically the waiters and waitresses are really rude and they call you fat, ugly, and they basically comment on everything. They kind of like mentally abuse you, and that's just part of the gimmick at the restaurant. It looks like a fun spot, but I'm curious like how crazy and deep they get with the insults. So we're gonna go inside right now. I've heard a lot of fun things about this place, so I'm excited to see what kind of waiter or waitress we get. Also like what she comments on. Who knows? What would you guys say is like the worst thing about me? We're gonna find out. So as you walk in, it says warning, service with an attitude. And I think this is Harry himself. He looks hammered. He looks like his name would be Harry. And it looks like the entrance is here. Not excited for this one. Hi, 2 people?
What?
2 people?
Okay.
I already messed up, I guess. All right, so we just sat down now, Hammered Harry's. The hostess was pretty rude, but like, it's what you'd expect. Let's see how mean they're gonna get. So far, just a little bit of rudeness. I'm sure this scale is gonna go up pretty quickly.
Tablecloth. Figure it out.
Thank you. Feel rushed, okay.
You should.
So we have a tablecloth down, just got the menus. She said, figure it out, and then she just threw the entire thing down. I'm paying for this? Then I guess we look. So let's check out what they have on their menu.
Been to a bar before?
I've been to a bar, yeah.
Oh, I'm proud of you. You know what you're gonna drink then?
Yes. Can I have 1 iced tea, unsweetened?
That's it?
That's it, yeah.
You know
It's
you're
too
in
early.
Vegas, right? It's
I
too
know, yeah.
early. It's 3 in the afternoon. Do you know what you're eating, or do you need a minute?
I think we're gonna get chicken wings, just 6 count of chicken wings.
Plain? Buffalo? I
can
didn't
we-
even rush you with this.
I know, yeah, can I get it fried, just normal?
Plain. So you're
Plain.
a very boring person.
I'm pretty boring, yeah.
Yeah, I can tell.
So far, I've been in here, I got some attitude, I was called boring. So I got called out a couple of times. Not as bad as I thought it was gonna be so far, but we're just getting started. The food and the drinks haven't even come out yet, so let's see how much ruder they can get. Definitely not for the faint of heart though. If you're somebody who really needs to have like some positivity around you, this is not the place. Wow, thank you. They just threw all the straws on the table. Well, first off, this is the largest jug of iced tea that I've ever received in my life. Second off, she threw 10 straws in front and just says, do it yourself. That's wild. Here's the iced tea. Then she just flipped off our camera too. As we were walking to our table, I did notice there were a bunch of napkins on the ground and I wasn't sure why, but I think the reason is because somebody else may have gotten the same treatment, but with napkins rather than straws. Oh, what is this? All right, I think I'm getting something on my head right now.
Yeah, there's not a lot of hair, so we gotta cover up the whole thing that we have going on.
So they put a hat on me with like some insult. I don't know exactly what it says, so you guys can read it. But just came over, put it on our heads, and I think now we have to eat our food with this. So I think it's customized to each person. So depending on the vibes of the person, they write you a custom note/insult. This is what my vibes give off. Again, I don't know. I'm gonna go the whole meal without knowing what it says, but this is what it says. All right, now we wait for the food. See what we got. Yeah.
Plain Jane wings, as boring as you and your personality.
Thank you. I mean, I paid for these. I paid like 16 bucks and I'm getting napkins thrown on me everywhere. She called me boring again, gave me the plain Jane wings, which do actually look pretty solid. They're just like normal chicken wings here. So far we've had straws thrown at us, we've had napkins thrown at us, and we've also had insults written on our heads. Plus just like general attitude. Definitely unlike any place I've ever been. Let's see what the food tastes like. Definitely mentally dangerous. This is not for the faint of heart, and if you are a weak person, you'll get destroyed here. It's a good wing, lots of meat on it. What's really surprising is nobody is in here. You would think this place is not even open. We are the only people in here, besides there's like 2 people at the bar, but it's good vibes. If you're with a group, I can see this being a ton of fun. Again, you're probably gonna go home and cry about some insecurity they call out, but overall, a pretty fun spot. All right, so we just finished. I requested the check, so I think we're gonna have maybe 1 or 2 more interactions, and then we're gonna get out of here. Maybe she'll be nice because it's the end. She'll be like, oh, I'm just kidding. I had such a good time with you guys. You were so sweet. Man can hope. This is the receipt?
This is your receipt.
How is it so long? We got 1 item.
Yeah, I know. Warren had to make this fun some way, somehow.
Oh my gosh, this is the largest receipt I've ever seen. I can't get over it. Thank you, that was so fun. You're great, thank you. All right, so I got arguably the world's longest receipt here, and it says 1 beer for staff, and that's everything. So it looks like we ordered a bunch of beer, but we didn't. So in total, the entire thing was about $24 or so. Fun place, definitely an interesting, fun, dynamic spot. Something like I've never seen before. They do not have this on the East Coast. Okay, and I'm finally gonna read this. As annoying as a midget in a limbo contest. Isn't that a slur nowadays? I guess that's what she thinks of me. It is what it is. I'm sure it could have been much worse, maybe. This next dangerous restaurant might just be the most dangerous one yet, and that's because the food quality itself is known to be terrible at this spot, which is the Royal Buffet Sushi and Hibachi restaurant. This is an all-you-can-eat buffet, and notably, a lot of the Google reviews give it 1 star because at least 10 people left with stomach issues, and people said the fish is spoiled and disgusting. Just to read a few, I'm not sure if it was from the food or from seeing the food, but my stomach hurt and so did my dad's. We will all never go back here. We went there yesterday, we were very hungry. We got there for the sushi, but the sushis weren't only little, but they weren't fresh. It looked unsafe to eat. I'll definitely be reporting this place. And then there's even one review, this is from 3 years ago, but somebody says, my son got sick here and then tested positive for COVID. And then a response to that from the actual restaurant, in Chinese, they wrote, your heart is not good. I don't know what that means, but they're clapping back at some of the consumers. We're gonna go in and try it for ourselves though, because you can't always trust the Google reviews. It is in like the 3-star range, so it's not terrible, but there's some definitely damning reviews of this place. I feel like we have to go in, try the fish, maybe try some of their different foods, see if it's as bad as people say. And I'll also let you know if I get sick. Hello, 2 people? All right, so we just sat down. We are awaiting our waters. Very quick service, honestly. Like to start, we got seated immediately. The food looks fresh. We were just like walking by. It looks good, so we're gonna go up there and see what it actually tastes like. All right, so I just went up there and I got all the food. As you can see here, I got a white fish fillet, 2 California rolls, chicken and broccoli, a shrimp, calamari, oysters, and a chicken wing, plus a French fry, which would be the first thing that I try. So far, so good. First bite of the fish. Pretty good fish. One thing we noticed is when we came in here, because we have a camera, definitely like hawking over, ensuring that like maybe we're not negatively reviewing it perhaps, because there's a good amount of like surveillance happening at this table. Let's go for the sushi next. Very sticky. The rice is very sticky. Look at that. This one, honestly, I'm the most nervous about. This is the clam. Shellfish is probably the one food you shouldn't like compromise and eat if it's at like a somewhat dangerous spot, but I will be doing it. At least one. Not the best thing in the world. Again though, it's more so about 2-3 hours from now. So this is what the chicken looks like. One of the saddest pieces of chicken I've ever seen in my life. And confirm with the bite. But broccoli wise, okay, good broccoli. Going for the calamari next, and this is squid, of course. Oh, that's chewy. This might be the inedible object that people talk about. Okay, shrimp looks good. I'm a big shrimp guy, so I think I'm gonna enjoy this, honestly. I've never had bad shrimp. Foreshadowing. All right, let's try this. Oh, okay. That's actually the best thing so far, the shrimp. And then I guess last but not least, we have this chicken wing. I don't like that. So even though I wasn't a big fan of the food, the service here is pretty good. They came by a couple of times to refill the water and stuff. So overall, pretty decent spot in terms of the service. The food, I would attest to it being like a 1 out of 5. This was really bad food. But I'm gonna see what happens because this is all about the later. So I'll fill you guys in. We'll do a little time skip. We'll see what happens in like 3-4 hours, maybe even the next day, but I'll fill you in. Hello guys, Future Sam here. It's been about 48 hours since I ate at that 3-star all-you-can-eat buffet and some of that disgusting sushi and fish that you guys saw. And let me say, I'm happy to report that I did not actually get sick. I thought for sure, especially after eating that calamari, that I was going to get sick, but it looks like the iron stomach strikes again and we are completely good. Definitely doesn't discount those other 1-star reviews that you saw, but just to give you my experience, I ended up being completely fine. So do with that what you'd like. I don't necessarily recommend going, but I didn't get sick. So it's dangerous, yes, but I didn't get sick, so I don't know what that is. All right, let's move on to the next segment. This next dangerous chain restaurant we're at is White Castle. Now, if you've never heard of White Castle, it's one of the first fast food restaurants to ever exist. They have these really cheap, small sliders, but the reason it's dangerous is two-pronged. One, because a lot of food critics say because they steam their burgers and stack their onions, a lot of foodborne illnesses can actually come way because of the way they prepare their sandwiches. And then also, after doing some research, it seems like the most violent crimes per capita at a fast food restaurant happens at White Castle. Mainly because most of the time, White Castles are clustered in pretty bad areas in terms of violent crime rates. And the outside doesn't look too active. It's not particularly late, about like 8 o'clock right now or so. So we're gonna go inside because I also want to just try out White Castle, see what's on the menu at this point. I feel like this is a very underrated, but possibly quite interesting restaurant that we're about to explore. White Castle is some of my favorite exteriors because it's like truly a White Castle. Like if you look at the way that it's shaped, it almost reminds me of a Pizza Hut, how it's like when you see a Pizza Hut, you know it's a Pizza Hut. Similar to a White Castle, just the way they build the building makes it look a particular way. Okay, well that's a good start here. Sanitary inspection report is satisfactory, and it's quite small inside. I think there's just a single table. All right, I don't know what I'm gonna get. I think we're gonna get an original slider and something else, but let me go ahead and scan the menu. All right, so just ordered, I got a number 2, which is their 2 double cheese sliders meal that will come with fries and then a drink. They have one of these Coca-Cola freestyle machines. I always love seeing these. I think they have some special ones too. Only at White Castle. They have Sprite Midnight. I have to try that. Ooh, kind of looks like Mountain Dew maybe. So one thing about White Castle that I'm just learning now is they have breakfast at any time. So I think you're able to get their breakfast slider, or they even have a Belgian waffle slider, which is kind of interesting. You know what, I'm gonna add that on too. I feel like while we're here, we have to try like the main thing. So I'm gonna get a Belgian waffle slider. That's so unique. Now looking at their decor, they have this poster here that says the most influential burger of all time from Time Magazine from 2014. And I'd have to agree, because again, this was like the first fast food burger. I think it was like this, then In-N-Out, then McDonald's, I believe is how that goes. But they were first. I mean, you're gonna see it when we get it. It doesn't really look like a burger. It's so thin and tiny, but you have to give them their props somewhere. Now, one of the glaring differences between White Castle and any other restaurant I've been to is that they have just like a sheet of glass that's blocking people from, I guess, like diving over to fight the employees. And this is one of the nicer White Castles that I could find on Google. I think this one has like a 4.0 review, but I imagine some of them have run into issues, so it's become standard protocol now to have that glass. We're gonna start off with the breakfast sandwich, which is the Belgian waffle with bacon and egg, I think, on it. I've never seen this before. It's a very unique item. The fact they serve breakfast all day is quite interesting. Here's what it looks like. That's a fun one to hold. A little nervous. Not my favorite, but I like that they have this. And then here's the moment we've been waiting for. These are the most influential burgers of all time, according to Time Magazine. There they are. There's those puppies right there. And you'll see how thin it is. Like it just broke from me just trying to show it a little bit. Paper thin. Not gonna lie, it's one of my least favorite burgers, but I'll give it a fair shot right here. Not my favorite. Prepared nicely though, but there's a reason I don't come here often. Their one saving grace though is their fries. I mean, they've been around since 1921, so over 100 years, imagine that. Fries are really solid. Then of course, White Castle exclusive Midnight Sprite. Let's give this a go here. Not a fan of that. It reminds me of like the Baja Blast Mountain Dew, like too much. But yeah, overall, considering the food and just the overall vibe of this place, I mean, I'm a pretty big fan of White Castle. They may in certain areas have like higher on average rates of crime. This one is a pretty nice one on average, but I'm sure that if you're watching this video, you've seen some pretty bad White Castles. But nonetheless, enjoyed my time here, so it's time to move on to the next dangerous restaurant. The next dangerous restaurant chain we're at is Checkers, sometimes known as Rallies, depending on where you are in the United States. The reason why this one is known to be a little bit dangerous is because since it is kind of like an indoor, outdoor, drive-through-y place where you could technically go inside and order, there's a lot of chaos and mayhem always happening. So you have people out of their cars, people sometimes doing like drive-bys and harassing people. There's been a lot of reported shootings at Checkers, and this place just generally at nighttime is known to be a little more unsafe on average than some of your normal fast food chains. Doesn't look like there's anybody here right now. There's an interesting standoff happening right behind us at like this discount store. There's like guys yelling at each other in cars, but outside of that, things look pretty pleasant. So let's go inside and see if that stays true. Wow, these is like really small inside. I really don't know what to get at Checkers. I see they have a Glorilla meal, so I'm gonna go ahead and order that. They also have $1 classic wings. Oh, $1 each, so per wing. I don't know if this is because of the danger levels, but they do have some glass here. Typically when you're at a fast food restaurant, you're able to like connect directly, but in this case, we have some pretty thick glass as well. That's probably like an inch thick. Hi, how are you? Can I get the Glorilla meal?
We don't have the Glorilla meal anymore.
Oh, you don't got it? Can I get a 5-piece wing with buffalo and then these onion fries? Sorry?
You recording me?
We're just like vlogging stuff, yeah. And then can I get onion fries as well? Fries seasoned onion fries?
We don't have those.
Oh, no? Okay. I'll just take normal fries. I'll do a small normal. Wow, so 1-inch thick glass, make the Apple Pay. Just like that, all ordered. Now we're gonna wait for the food. Kind of interesting that I was able to Apple Pay through the glass. Like, how far does that extend? How many inches of layers does it take to block a signal from an iPhone to get picked up? Who knows? I just noticed there's a red and yellow unicorn behind us because there is 4 stores/restaurants that have red and yellow colors, which already is a little bit strange to have that color wave. It's very McDonald's-y. But we have McDonald's in the distance, Shell right here, Advanced Auto Parts, and then Checkers. And you can only notice these things at a Checkers because you can be outside while you wait for your order and stuff. Otherwise, you're just confined to the inside. There's walls, you can't really see out the window. But here, you're able to notice things like that. All right, I think our food is almost ready, so we're gonna retrieve it, and then we're gonna eat over there, see how it is, see if there's any danger levels. Thank you. Have a good one. All right, bag secured. They actually have pretty good fries. I just dumped them all out by accident, but they're nice and seasoned, so it gives a little taste test here. Very sugary, maybe like a lot of oil on them or something. There's just like more to it than just the potato and the crunch. And then here, we got some of their wings. These are buffalo wings. Trying to get a lot of action around here now. It seems like more and more people are going to the drive-thru, people are leaving, people are coming in. So I think we're starting to get to those late night hours when people are just coming by to get their grub on. Surprisingly good wings for Checkers. But overall, I mean, not super dangerous here, despite it being one of the more dangerous chains. The food is not bad. The fries are actually okay, despite being what they are. And then really good wings. Honestly, like some of the better wings at a restaurant that I've had. So I think all of it together, plus decent value, I think this was about $7 or so. I'd give Checkers a pretty solid rating. I could see this getting a little bit sus as it gets to like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. I don't even know if they're open that long, but if they are, I don't think that I would be here beyond like 11 p.m. because I could see things getting rowdy here. It just feels like that spot where it would happen. All right, guys, that was a lot of fun going to these different restaurants. Let me know what your favorite was. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more content, make sure to click here, click here. Otherwise, subscribe on your way out, and I'll see you next time. Peace.